We move on to race number 5. Race number 5 on the programme. We drop down to the 1650. It's a Class 4 as well. Barrier 9 for Works of Art is another one who likes to get going, get forward. Speedy Wally's trying for a hat-trick here. Star of Hong Kong gets the blinkers on. The Hood goes on the Jazz. Curling Luxury, he's on a hat-trick as well. Gentry gets back up to his winning distance, and Tawny was behind Speedy Wally last time out. Savannah Wynn gets the blinkers on for the first time.
Yeah, Curling Luxury, noted front runner, as is Works of Art. He's been right there. So those two from gates 9 and 12 should be able to transfer themselves from their wide positions early across to the rail. I think the Jazz kicks up, sits on the back of the pace. Tawny will have to work a little bit to get across in front of Speedy Wally, but that should take place and that should formulate the race. Don't think there'll be a move from the back, but you can never really underestimate that fact.
I've forgotten how many times that I've actually put the Jazz up from track work, because he always works well and he's still working well. So we'll show it again once again. The Hood goes on this time for him. So here's his two pieces moving, and there's definitely something there with this horse. I just don't know if he's going to produce on race day, but he does definitely produce in the mornings, there's no question. This was just the other day, the 8th of October. Daring Heart, Derek Lung will take them out on this one. Still a maiden from his 10 starts, but he's been running some pretty good races. Daring Heart, didn't mind this piece of track work from him. Thought he went okay. And the last bit we're going to show is Savannah Wynn, because he's another one that's showing a bit in the morning. Now, they put the blinkers on. He looks quite keen coming down here as well. He's been hasn't shown anything. Another one that hasn't shown anything on race day as well. So he does need to lift, but there is something there for him. And here's the second bit down the back straight with Karis Teaton aboard with those blinkers on. He's by Savabeel, so the further they go, I think the better for him. All right.
There's something, I agree with Paul, there's something there with him, but I'm not sure when we're going to see it. Maybe the blinkers will bring it out, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to a horse that has definitely been putting it of late, and that's Speedy Wally. He's won his last 2. Can he land the hat-trick? Here's jockey Zach Purton.
Zach Speedy Wally, Casper found said after his last win the horse is flying. He's a tougher horse than last season. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, it's easy to say that after they win, but he's put 2 good wins together and he seems to be racing well at the moment.
You feel he can make it 3 in a row?
Well, you'd like to think so. He didn't have everything go his way last time and he was still able to get the job done, so from a better draw with a nicer run, hopefully he can do it again.
It's been well discussed he's a horse with his quirks. Is he a more professional horse these days though?
I wouldn't say he's more professional. He's still a very quirky horse, and that's why you need things to go right for you in the race. If the pace sort of stops and starts, he doesn't enjoy that, and he can beat himself up a little bit. So he does need things to fall right for him, but if they do, he's obviously capable.
If you just looked at his last 2 wins, you'd say he's a horse still on the rise.
Yeah, he's just sort of powered away, hasn't he, final
very
stages.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm going to tip him. I think he can probably win again, but as Zach pointed out, if it's a stop-start, then he can get on the steel and, do all sorts of things wrong. But he's flying, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it's hard a horse to leave out of your numbers on what he's done the last 2 starts. If you go back and you've got a long memory, you could easily leave him out.
That's right. If you look at some of his runs from last season.
Yeah, but look, those last 2 runs have both been good, and if they've found the key to him, unlocked him, then, as you said, Brett, he could go 3 in a row.
Could be a best bet, Curling Luxury's on a hat-trick as well. Dead heated, of course, for one of those wins, but had this in his own right with excellence in behind.
Yeah, Mechoy's got this horse going really well, and Mechoy can get the horses to win in a row, can't he? I saw Adventurer, Shamal type of horses. Once they hit their form, a lot of Mechoy horses stay in form. And I think it's the same with this fellow as well. So I've got him in the numbers once again. He's going to find it hard from 12, but if he gets across the lead, as we saw on that speed map, then there's no reason why he can't run well again.
Yeah, he's going well. I think he'll be in the frame too.
All right, OK, certainly want to consider that, the 2 hat-trick seekers. What about Gentry? Course and distance win for him last season.
Yeah, well, I wanted to sort of take you back and show you this victory from him in early June. This was, of course, Class 5, beat No Laughing Matter. It's not a strong field, but it is over this distance, which is where his only winners come. Let's not forget he bolted up in a trial prior to his first start this season, which was, of course, on the all-weather. Is this a more suitable race? I probably think it is.
I think it is. I've put him in on a place line as well. I think he can run well, and 1650 seems to be his distance.
All right, barrier 11 for him. Eddie Lai jumps in the saddle. But is this the hat-trick for Speedy Wally?
Well, I've got him in the numbers, but not on top. So, sorry about your best bet there, Andrew. I've got Tawny on top.
He's not my best bet. It's clearly your best bet.
I've got Tawny on top here. I thought he ran really, really nicely, and I think he can slot in, and he can be tough to beat from Gentry down the bottom of the weights as well. So a couple down the bottom there. And then the horses that are winning them in a row, Curling Luxury and Speedy Wally. But I would play it wide, QQP, 7, 10, 11.
I think, yeah, Speedy Wally sort of gave a few a start and a beating last start. So provided the tempo is, you know, sort of solid enough, not stop-start, then it can probably be another race that he could win. Tawny, Curling Luxury, and as Paul highlighted in his track work, there's something there with the Jazz. He was called Hendricks in Australia. He won at Kembla Grange, Orange and Mudgee. I hope he can win in Hong Kong. I've got him in 4th, 2, 11, 7 and 6. But I'd be suggesting Speedy Wally, straight out.
There you go.